And a lot of people don't realize they got those bonus recharges too. If you take like combat jumping or something, you don't take any of the run travels, the free ones like Panther, Beast Run, and Coyote. You can throw an LOTG in each one of those. That's up to 21%, 21.5% recharge. The flying ones, you can throw a universal travel knockback protection. You can throw one in there, so you can get a free 12 points of knockback. That way you can just build your tune a lot better. You can get more stats for the min-max people.
That's a game changer there.
Yeah. My recharge on most of my tunes now is up around 200%.
I mean, because a lot of ATs don't have the ability to get enough defensive powers in order to max out your LOTGs.
And now you do.
Yep, everyone can get 2. Combat jumping and hover. There you go. Or weave and hover. Weave and combat jumping. You got it.
Well, if you get maneuvers, combat jumping, and weave, okay, and then use the 3 run travels, that's 6 LOTGs right there.
But it caps at 5.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. If it's the
no, it doesn't. I have 6 on a character. Now, the defense part caps, but not the recharge.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, no, the recharge too. The 7.5% recharge.
I've got 6 on the 7.5s, and I get credit for every one of them.
It's supposed to cap.
It's because they're inherent, so it bypasses any caps.
Nice. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, because I tested it because I didn't slot anything but the LOTGs, and I had room for 6 of them, and I got all 7.5s times 6.
All right, now that is game changing.
Well, the 3 extra 4 points of knockback protection, that eliminates a lot of that opens up 3 extra slots right there, because that's 12 points of knockback, and I think you cap out at 15, and you can't get knocked back by Recluse. So I think 12 is good, though.
Who's coming with me, man?
It's my favorite flavor.
I'm going to build this tune while I'm waiting on Alfredo.
What? Really?
I was trying to underscore reset my powers so I could re-choose, so I could respec, and then I almost did purge instead.
Oh my god, I would have killed you.
The sewer water in this particular mission is like blood red. I don't know that I've ever seen that before. I noticed that I was on basically all day today, and I would check the search bar and see who was around, and there's a good number of people at all hours of the day. And I've been staying up super late at night to be able to record, and then I see that there's always people running missions. So there is a level of customization that you have to do, even if you do get the icing, to get the most out of your character, because I checked my combat attributes. Even if I have a good amount of icing, I can look at like my damage resistance is only about 43%, except energy resistance is maxed out.
Like your recharges, your reduced endurance, things like that. All your jumps and stuff like that for like for a hurdle and swift. You don't have to slot all that crap. You don't have to craft those. That saves you crafting those. Because you still have to craft those even on our server, because those aren't sold, crafted. But if you got acrobatics, it'll automatically put a reduced endurance. Assault, it'll automatically put a reduced endurance, etc., etc. So it's good to be auto set just to avoid those. And some people get lucky and they get a full build out of it, what we call a moderate build. But it's not a full build. When you get your icing will make you a functionable, playable tune while you're building. You've never played a built tune over here. That's because what you're doing, basically, you're just showing stuff, visually. But the building there's a lot of good builders on the server that will be more than happy to assist. But we don't build for people, but we will teach people how to build. We'll help them learn how to build. You've got your min-max people like Apco and a few others. Then you've got your stats builders like myself, Per, and Painstake. There's no bad way to build, as long as we just get there a different way than let's say Apco does.
And then you have people like me who like to build stuff and like make people cry.
Super secret
stuff, how I build and make people cry.
I've noticed that people might be turned away thinking like, oh, you just automatically get your builds. From my perspective, And because you have to build your character further, like you were saying, from my perspective, I do just create a character, run a few missions with it, run a few task force or something. I get the idea about it, and then, you know, make the video and do the next thing that needs to be done. So
yeah, it's not what people think. It's definitely not what people think.
yeah,
They think we run around, you know, maxed out tunes. You're not maxed out. It just gives you, okay, if we're going to get someone from another server to come try our server, they don't want to start all over again, because that's one of the major draws, you know, of having a home server, is you don't have to start all over. But over here, we make starting all over easy. Okay, so you don't have to grind it out again. We can give you a straight up 50 with straight up sets. The sets are not bad. Okay, they're actually, sometimes you even get, like I said, we've had people that have gotten a full build out of the auto set enhancement. It hates me. It gives painstake every efficacy adapters on everything and knockbacks like it does for me. But they're just, it's just a baseline so that you're functional, so you can go play the same day at level 50. But then again, if you want to go, let's say level, like I had somebody request level 10. They like to skip the first 10 levels because they're boring. So I made them level 10. You want to make level 25? You know, that's when it gets fun, when about level 25. So we'll make you 25, and we can auto set you for level 25, and you will be capped out. So as you're leveling, we can continuously hit you with the auto sets as you level, so that way you don't have to waste money or time buying enhancements. And what's the point of using sets on a level 25 tune when we can just hit you with sets, and that way it saves you that crafting time, the building time, and et cetera, and you can wait till you get to level 50 to put your sweet stuff on there.
And I've talked to other content creators before and asked them what attracts them to a server. And what some of them were saying was it should be a server that, like you're saying, gives you that jump start, because we don't have time to level everything individually. And I think at this point, I know enough about the game that when I see a power set, I understand how it works, to the point where I put it in the same Keybinds slot 99% of the time, because it's just the same type of power. It's an aim, it's a self-heal, it's a dull pain that gives you plus max HP, so that goes here. All my summon pets are always on the same ones, because there's just so many pet type classes in the game. And I think it's just nice that you do get to skip the first little bit there. And there's always a GM right next to Atlas or somewhere in the game that you could just message and help chat and say, or just, you know, talk to them because they're standing there. Or you guys come up to people, I've noticed, and you're like, hey, new person, do you want this and that? And then when I was standing there, the person said, no, thank you, I'm just going to level. And it was like, oh, okay. I guess not everybody does the crazy amount of cake and icing like I do, you know? And that's cool.
You'd be amazed at how many people actually turn down the cake and icing. They love the accolades. They don't have to, you know, they don't have to grind those out. So they'll take those, or they'll take money, or they'll take the lower end AT sets, the ATO sets, the ones that you can slot at level 10. They'll take those because we can give them those too.
There's one of the accolades called Architect Comlink, and that is super useful because when you click it, it allows you to just access the AE map and everything from wherever you are.
Well, we give you a portable workbench with your accolades. That's included in there, both of those. It's either in there or in your email, because we give you all the pay to win vendor stuff, you know, the P2W vendor, whatever. Those are there. You just got to collect your emails.
And by collect emails, you mean the in-game
you go to email account items and hit claim all. That gives you everything, you know, just hit claim all. Then you got individual character items that you get, like unslaughters, XP boosters, windfall, prestige booster, unlock capes, you know, so forth and so on. Unlock auras.
You get
your signature powers, stuff like that. It's just character
items. You get
items.
the mission transporter and
free
costume slots and tailored tokens, reward merits. You get a ton of reward merits. And then you also get the power packs. You get the
plus we can grant you super packs, yeah. And if you on prom request, or if you just do something we thought was cool or funny, you know, like if I'll give up super packs if they just have a, you know, funny looking costume or a funny looking name. Or if I'm just in a mood. That's sort of as soon as you accept your emails, you got to make sure you spend your Paragon reward tokens too. Those are back. Paragon rewards. You just got to spend all of them. We give them all to you. You just got to spend them. And we can give people that do like to grind. We can give them XP boosters. We got the 8-hour ones. We'll give those out. We're not going to make you beg for them. I don't know what I did to my box. It's Alfredo's fault.
Yeah, blame me. What the?
Now Jimmy's got to mute out your F word. You dropped an F bomb being recorded. Oh my God.
Sorry about that.
I don't know.
You filthy person.
I don't know that I've ever had to mute profanity. I have a few videos where they're like labeled mature content or whatever. I don't care.
Well, if Alfredo's on the video, it has to be labeled as mature content. All right, I got all my powers now. I gotta.
So I made the Freak Show was one of the first characters that I made on the server, and I just used like a couple of clips of him, so I get to play him again right now. And I like the speakers because he has the huge body type line up with the sonic blast that he does from time to time. Just the little details.
Yeah, I thought those turned out really well.
It's the little things, like, and you notice that with the signature series too, that just having the powers line up a little bit better makes all the difference.
Well, those are perfect. I mean, signatures are perfect. They're identical. So yeah. And wait till you see Tyrant. I just can't stop giggling every time I play that on test. It's just insane. I'm very excited about it.
Oh no, I died.
Well, we can't help you with player skill.
Sometimes I pay more attention to the camera than my health bar. They don't call me Jimmy Floor Humper for nothing.
Yeah, I've seen you face plant quite a few times.
Yeah, a good percentage more than your average player. More times than not, I'll die and then I'll have to zoom in all the way to hide it and just record from the floor for like a minute until someone reses me.
So I'll go to RWZ. It'll put me out by the damn ship.
Don't come to me talking about. Don't come to me talking about your teleport issues, because you yeeted me to the very furthest corner of Dark Astoria when I was level 1. So don't say that Rickety Warzone is going to teleport you to the wrong spot.
Hey, that wasn't me, buddy.
I'm pretty sure, because when I came back, there you were, standing there.
I'm telling you, that was Neptune. You keep blaming me for stuff. I always get the heat for what shit he does.
All I know is there was like maybe 2 GMs online, and I don't think that either one of them yeeted me. And then when I got back, you were standing there.
Yeah, Rickety Warzone, and it put me like 2 miles away from the freaking building, and I ain't got no enhancements or nothing. So I'm probably gonna die. Free flight power for the win. They're way up in the air.
Yeah. Free travel powers is awesome.
Yeah, that's the best thing ever.
It just frees up so many slots. I always take the same thing. I go Unrelenting, Hasten, and then Adrenal Booster from Experimentation, and then the Epics to get a pet. Because most classes, not all of them, but most of them, especially the new ones, have access to pets in the Epic pool. So that's been helpful because you can flesh them out a little bit more. If nothing else, they get spiderly.
Still not a big pet fan. I feel too cluttered. I guess I'm claustrophobic when it comes to pets.
I've seen controllers running around who have like a massive ton of fire imps and other things because they went freeform. Really cool, like Critter Witch. That was a cool character.
I keep giving all my money away, so when I go to buy something, I don't have any money. Very frustrating.
There's a signature series here, female, named Miss Aeon, who has freeform secondary and is not even using the Aeon transmog, but she's summoned an entire horde of her husband from across the multiverse. That's crazy. I was wondering why there were so many Dr. Aeons running around our group. I guess he can summon clones of himself.
Correct.
I don't know how I'm supposed to be playing this freak show because there were like 4 subsets and I chose artillery, but I have so much AoE that I just pull all of the aggro. And like we were saying, I don't build him out as much as I could, so it's like I'm supposed to be a tank, but I'm not. I feel like I'm an actual boss freak show level of strength, and I'm just getting steamrolled whenever I try to take the alpha strike in a group.
So you just grab. Which kind of freak show did you make though? There's like 3 or 4 different kinds.
I did artillery. I think the other 3, because there's 4 in total, are more ranged and.
So there's 2 melee like and 2 ranged.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I took one of the melee ones.
Well, did you go freeform secondary or something, or?
No, electric armor.
Well, see, that's perfect right there. It's all about your pool powers after the electric, because your damage resistance is taken care of. So is your regeneration and your endurance control.
Yeah, I don't have any endurance issues. It's just I have an electric aura lightning field, and that's pulling a lot of aggro.
It probably auto set. I'd check my enhancements and management screens and make sure it didn't put taunts in that.
No, just IOs. You know, looking at his build, it's real basic. I got him icing before the changes that allowed you to slot in the travel powers, and he has them blank, so he's missing some stuff. If somebody wants to hit me with icing, I don't know if you can do it at range.
No. What I'm saying is what is in his lightning field? What IO set is in his lightning
just
field?
2 accuracy, 2 damage, and then 2 endurance mods.
Oh, so you haven't been slotted. You haven't been re-iced since they could take sets.
Somebody want to hit me? Can you do it from range?
I'm on my way to Dark Astoria
We're in
now.
a mission.
Doesn't matter. I can come in your mission.
Oh, buy me dinner first.
Oh my god. I'm gonna keep quiet about that.
All right, let's see what we got here. I found the shortest named person on your mission, so I just went to them. All right, open up your thing. Let's see if this changes. How about now?
Oh no, now it's all taunts on lightning field.
All right, I'll hit it again. Tell me when the taunts go away.
That is all taunts. That is the opposite of what I need. Mocking beratement. It's been stuck on that.
Oh my god. Hold on, I'll give you some. Is a universal damage slot? How many slots are on
6. That's probably why.
It has 6 slots? No, I'll take care of it real quick. You want knockdown or you want damage?
Knockdown would be cool.
As soon as you accept the trade.
Oh, sorry. I was staring at my enhancement window. Oh, that's cool. I already have that set.
Okay, I got another set. Hold on.
I bet my team is doing just fine. Yeah, they're working on stuff.
There you go. That'll take care of you.
Ooh.
Ooh.
You don't say. Superior Avalanche. Don't mind if I do.
Well, that's what I was saying. I mean, you can build a tune. The freak shows are relatively easy to build.
Yeah. The play style I've noticed is so much simpler than anything else that I've tried recently. Everything else had way more mechanics going on. Like, I have to remember to summon my golem pet, and that's about it. And it takes a while anyways, so I think the only thing I can do is stack him. But when I was playing on Lord Recluse, I had to hit the Bane spiders pretty often because the recharge is really fast and you just spawn 1 or 2 more every time. So I don't know, it's easier to talk while I'm playing this guy, and I'll put it that way.
There you go. Well, the thing what most people don't realize is yes, people will argue and maybe disagree with me, but they are wrong. The key to building, once you build one character, you can transpose that build to every other character because all the characters are basically the same, just the name of the powers are different. Each range tune that you make, you put the same slots that you would on like a Fire Blast. that you would on a Dark Blast. You see what I'm saying? Everything's the same. If you play a melee tune, you're going to put the same amount of slots on the same amount of powers. You know, just the sets will change. The sets actually won't even change on that. You just go from range sets to melee
You're
sets.
like, how many Luck of the Gamblers can I get in this build? And every power.
That's all dependent on how many defenses you have.
I look at a power and I'm like, okay, is it a defense? Okay, I'm leaving it just for the Luck of the Gambler. Like, boom, 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 boom.
But now the global recharges with Panther, Coyote, and Beast Run. That's 3 LOTG globals right there, and it doesn't cost you a single slot. So at level whatever, you know, as soon as you're able to slot LOTGs, you got that recharge automatic. So it'll grow with you if it's a tune. So yeah, I can give you an attune one at level 1. It should be able to slot. I think let me see the minimum level for slotting on that. Hold on.
I think it's 22. The Luck of the Gambler specifically.
Yeah, 22. So once you're 22, you get 21% free recharge. And if you can fit an extra slot, like you put a global and then you put a defense on there, that gives you 10% regeneration and only costs you 1 slot. And regeneration is regeneration is survivability. Recovery, regeneration, that's what you build for. Everything else will fall into line. Like this Luck of the Gambler set. Regeneration and recovery gives you accuracy, smashing, and lethal defense. Resistance. So you just got to read the sets. That's why I couldn't understand the purple players. They crank out the recharge and they front load the DPS, and then when they blow their wad and somebody's still alive, they get their face stomped. Building is not difficult. It's common sense. As long as you keep your brain away from min-max and make yourself get migraines, you ain't got nothing to worry about it. Building's easy after that. And most of the sets I use, you wouldn't think to use them because they're cheap, which I learned that from live, you know. I use very purple sets.
I heard that somebody was able to get a version of the Mids Hero Builder to work with the Freeform power sets.
That would be a Biko, and if you go into our Discord in our character builds and the mid character builds, there's a lot of info about the Freeform building in there, and it's a daily constant discussion. If you type something in there now, I'm sure it's first time somebody sees it, they're going to have a response for you. The Discord's quite active. Even though we're still growing as far as in-game players, our Discord's relatively active. It has been. It always has been. It's never been dead. And Fredo hasn't had any wine because he's building tunes. As soon as he gets his wine in him, he's a social butterfly.
Well, I'm sorry about that. I'm so sorry about that. Jeez.
Your alcoholism your lack of alcoholism tonight is making our Discord very boring. So you need to drink up, pal.
Dude, trust me, I've been drinking all night long tonight. That's why I've been quiet.
See, I told you.
Yeah, here's the thing. I've been drinking between tequila and wine right now.
Which are both launchers for City of Heroes, ironically. Do you have any cream?
Correct.
Do you have any cream soda with you, or?
Fuck no, cream soda is for.
Or sweet tea.
No.
I used to when I played Dark Age of Camelot.
Oh my god, me too. Oh my god.
I actually made quite a comfortable living because I would make accounts and sell them for people. They would give me their account info, and I would get their realm rank for them, and I would get their they don't call them builds over there because your stats are on your armor. I would get all their SCing done and things like that. Over there, your build, that's what one of the great things about COH is your build. It doesn't degrade. In Dark Age of Camelot, every time you get hit, your armor will eventually go away, and you might have paid, 300 plat for an armor item, which is like 3 billion influence over here for an armor item, and then it degrades over time and becomes useless.
Yeah, like I used to play Dark Age of Camelot too. Like my class I used to play, it was like a freaking flyer. The freaking flyer's freaking stuff on fighter.
Well, guess what? The Friar is heading over here. That's the next AT we're going to release. And
oh my god.
The Friar is going to be awesome.
The Friar is so amazing in Dark Age of Camelot.
They're going to think it's a staff tune, but it's a staff tune with ass.
Like, are you going to have the wings just like the Friar in Dark Age in Camelot?
That's the Paladin with the wings. and we couldn't do the wing I don't know. Now that I think about it, his one buff, maybe we could add the wing animation to that. That's not a bad idea.
Mhm.
But they took that out later on because they made all his buffs group
Yeah.
buffs. Yeah. And don't worry about getting in trouble for stealing from Dark Age, because City of Heroes already stole everything from Dark Age.
Yeah. Oh my.
How do you think this game was made?
Yeah, that is true.
Classes and everything. Your Dark Age
No,
of
that is-
Camelot. I mean, come on.
No, that is true. This game is still from so much Dark Age Camelot.
But this is not the only game that did it. WoW did it. All the other games stole from Dark Age of Camelot, and Dark Age of Camelot stole from Ultimate Online. So it's just a trend of thievery all over the place.
Yeah.
That's why the controls are identical to Dark Age. Like, you could convert from this game to Dark Age so seamlessly because your control setup was identical. Your keybinds and everything are identical. Even the characters' playstyle, other than the take away the super jump and so forth, and fly, and this is Dark Age of Camelot.
Mm-hmm.
Except over there you can run through. They don't have the run into targets, so they have the run through. So there's a lot of glitching, but it's the best PvP, if not the best, one of the top 3 best PvP games ever created. And I know this is COH we're supposed to be talking about, but I still have a love for that game.
Dude, I used to play Dark Age Camelot like before COH and after COH.
Well, I like Star Wars or the Old Republic too, but it's just easy mode. It's just too damn easy. The PvP is a joke.
Like I still play like Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Actually, the PvP on City Heroes is not that great. Because you got inspirations, okay? You got insta heals and things like that. In Dark Age, you have to go out of combat and then right click and use your heal potion, and it only gives you just a few hit points. You got 1,800 hit points over there. You're like God mode. Well, my tanker has like almost 4,500, but he's a pure tank, a warrior. And his Realm Rank 5 ability is just like, bring as many people as you can for the next minute. You can't hurt me, but he can't attack you. But okay, y'all go back to playing the game.
That was perfect because it synced up with this cutscene that we were watching perfectly. I was just like, oh, this is so good. Like, there's your episode right there. So that was cool. Dark Age of Camelot, comparing it to COH. And then I was excited for the Friar anyways, because we got to see the Flare's ability that I think they said is coming to either the Heretic or the Friar, and it looked really cool. I didn't ever play that game. My go-to MMO was always City of Heroes, and then I had to do World of Warcraft in between, and SWTOR. I did that too, but
Oh
never
my
Dark
God.
Age of Camelot.
You know what was my first MMO that I started was fucking EverQuest.
Wow.
EverQuest was my first MMO I started with. Yeah, I was in the EverQuest freaking band.
I think Toontown was my first ever MMO, and then City of Heroes. But also Guild Wars. I don't think that any other game was able to capture what City of Heroes had, but the way that he was comparing it to Dark Age of Camelot, I mean, like, that makes sense if something was lifted specifically in terms of the control system, but not having your armor diminish, and then also the way that your enhancements, you can attune them so they level with you. You know, if you really want to one-to-one play your character, you can do that, and it would be really creative with everything and unlocking pieces.
Alfred again. He's not good at killing people, but you can't kill the bastard.
I'm sorry, I don't know how to play regen. That's not my problem.
And Perla's had a build now. She'll tell you, she can attest to the fact that the GMs and the players over here will actually help you learn how to play the game and learn how to build characters. They're not going to do it for you, but at least they'll assist you. You know what I mean? Like, and we did set up some rules over on our server for the PvPers. If you are on an Evolutionary Leap tune or an Avalon Warrior tune, you're only allowed to fight those classes. Those are in our PvP rules. If you're going to PvP, those are the rules. You can't take one of our overpowered tunes in there and pick on regular players. It's just not right.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, if that your player decides he wants to fight you anyway to test his build, then be off to it. But then again, we don't use PvP for ego over here. We use it to learn your character. You can learn your weaknesses when you go to PvP because your stats change immediately. So you can see where you're weakest at. And that way, when you fix your weakness over there and you come back to PvE, you become even stronger. So it's just a learning tool. We use it as learning and to have fun. Just don't fight Neptune. Because he just said, his title even says, I cheat. He's the only GM. Well, he's an admin. He's the server admin. So he can do what he wants. But Ratbat, built normally, regular slotted, would still attack Neptune, knowing he couldn't kill him.
I did my Hell Knight this morning, even after I said she will chew you up and spit you out and laugh.
Yeah, he's hilarious. I love Ratbat. He don't care. He just likes to fight. Except he doesn't like to fight Rainbow Drops because Rainbow Drops has his number, and Rainbow can't run and jump at the same time. So there you go. What are your combat attributes say? What is your damage resistance set at? What is it looking at? Powers, combat attributes, and then check damage resistance. Tell me what it says. It could be your powers too, because some people don't choose the correct powers to make their tunes from. The problem is I'm looking at your powers, right? You only have one defensive toggle, other than your, the ones that are in your set. Like you've only got, outside your pool powers, you've only got maneuvers. All right, see what that did.
Oh my god, the defense went
down. You can throw that in Beast Run. I'll make you a couple more of them real quick.
The defense went down.
Well, the thing about shield tune or any shield tune anyway is they're smashing and lethal since they're low. You should have good AoE, good melee, good range defense.
Yeah, that's all that's good is the ranged AoE.
Yeah, and that's what your defense is based off of. There's very few damage resistance toggles or powers even in your set. That's why you need like Tough and Weave. Like you could have got rid of Vengeance.
Yeah.
And Invisibility. Yeah. And gotten Tough and Weave.
I made this. And
that would make you that much better.
This character so long ago. It was one of the first ones I was just like throwing.
Right, yeah, that's an older character. And you could have put instead of picking the, you could still get your adrenal booster and your leadership by use one of the use Beast Run as your defensive toggle. And you can put like four LTGs in there, and that would be perfect.
Yeah, maybe I'll respec this one.
Well, Vengeance does nothing for you until somebody's dead. So, and what's Invisibility? That just keeps you from invisibility. You can't even fight with that on.
Because I would fly around in first-person mode and get footage.
Gotcha.
But not
for your
anymore.
videos.
Yeah,
I got you.
Now I have the same powers I pick almost every time.
And you got super speed now, so you can get rid of invisibility, and I can fix you up so you don't have to fly around. All you have to turn off is against all odds. Now I'm gonna give you this. You put this in super speed, and then you turn against all odds off. Turn super speed on with your fly, and then you can run around in your camera mode and still be invisible. Because with against all odds off, that's your taunt toggle on the way of the shield and shield tunes. Against all odds turned off and super speed on.
I know how to do it.
All right, now watch. I'm gonna spawn you a couple of mobs that they won't even see you. So there you go. Stand beside that freak show.
You know what I noticed?
We're right against.
On a few powers, you guys turned off stealth proc animation, like the thing from the costume. So for like group invisibility, it didn't make me actually invisible. This one, I know it makes you semi-transparent, but super speed on my screen isn't even showing. Oh, it's because I have Beast Run on. Is that why it's not showing?
Do you have super speed? No, it's not there. We took the animation from super speed away. Cool. Yeah, get rid of that glowy crap.
Yeah, I noticed that with a few things. And then you were saying for Freeform secondary, you also got rid of the default for the
hardened carpus. We got rid of the poop
because it would put the thing on your arm.
because I don't know why. Because everybody didn't like the poop. That's why they always wanted to get rid of the power. But see, when they go to freeform, they go crazy. Okay, they forget the rules. The rules of 9 primary, 9 secondary. If you follow those rules, freeform is God mode. That expands your pool choices. Like if you grab 4 damage resist, 4 defense, a heal, and an endo, okay, out of the freeform, the secondary, then you go to your pools. You can get leadership, experimentation, presence pool for that one power that we like.
Unrelenting, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Unrelenting because it's like a self-res.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just all that's what freeform's best for. You get 4 damage resist, 4 defense. That'll cap you out where you need to be. Or 3 defense, actually. Then you can get like an endo. You can get an endo drain and a heal. Okay, that takes care of your endurance and health. And you get the heal from either energy aura or electric armor that gives you regen when you use it, because it's not just for healing, it's for to keep your cap out your regen, because with enough recharge you can perma it.
Spooks was saying that the shield expert is the best class in the server.
Nah, that's his opinion.
I think it just depends how you build, because if you're saying that other people are putting so much time and effort into their builds, there must be ways to take them above and beyond. Like even like Evo Leap, you were saying, I've seen a bunch of Raidens that are just very tempting to take a look at as well.
Well, yeah, they've got a button that's made for groups. You know, they've got an attack that's made for groups, but you take a Harbinger, and that's a one button wonder. You just use the tier 9 and game over. So that's not the strongest tune. That's his favorite tune, is the shield master, which we're going to tweak it out as well. We're already working on a new shield animation for the throw shield.
But it doesn't throw your shield at the moment. It throws the stuff.
Right. Well, it probably never will throw your shield, but it'll throw a better looking shield. We're looking for better, if we can find a shield that looks like, like similar to the one you're carrying around shield or something like that, animation wise, we can put that in there and it'll be similar at least. I mean, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's
not
cool.
Great, but it's not bad.
So you can change maybe that yellow shield to a different model.
That's what we're working on. We're working on different stuff.
You guys are working on a lot of stuff. I mean,
it's ridiculous. Well, he said he's going to take 2 weeks off, right? He was going to, because he went through all that mess to fix the signature series, to add the proper costuming and stuff like that. He said, well, I'm going to go ahead and take a 2-week break. I'm not going to do nothing. I'm just going to sit and watch TV. A day and a half later, he's got like 35 other things on his plate. He's complaining about it.
These guys just can't get enough of this shield. They keep coming back for more. I think the way that you strike with your shield is really neat.
Yeah, I like it because you're actually fighting with the shield. Some of them aren't perfect, but we're working on it. We'll find better animations for those to make them more symmetrically pretty, I guess you could say. More pretty. That's my favorite word, pretty.
If I had a nickel for every time I recorded footage or showed something in a video only for you guys to change it within like a week, and then
right.
Like, for example, I showed vampires when they had the dark armor player-based area of effect, and then like a couple of days after that you changed it to the electric form. It looked like electric field, lightning field. It looked like lightning field, and I like that better, but then I still had all this old good footage that I wanted to use, and I was like, oh man, let me just find as little of the darkness as I can, so it doesn't look like that's what it looks, was supposed to be.
I know, right? Yeah, it's pretty funny. We like I said, the more Neptune learns, the more smooth everything becomes. You don't build by the name of the power. You build by what the power does. A targeted AoE is a targeted AoE, regardless of whether you're melee or ranged. They're both targeted AoEs. You use the same type of sets on it, regardless of the name of the power. A PvAoE is a PvAoE. Does not matter whether it's melee or ranged. It still takes PvAoE sets. Same thing with melee damage. It takes melee damage sets. It's not that difficult. People make it difficult. They overthink. I use the same exact sets on every single character. Same exact sets. The only thing that changes is the AT sets, and whether it's ranged or melee. I use Apox with a decimation build-up proc at the end of it. That's a chance to build up. I use Gassants in tactics. Chance to build up. You stack your chances to build up, and it's a toggle, so your build up will stack faster. And it also, Gassants with that build up proc will keep your snipes on your blasters lit up, so you got the insta snipe most of the time. Touch of Death. That's a very good set. If you can fit all 6 of them, you get damage resistance, damage bonus, and defense out of the one set. Obliteration for your PBAOEs. You get damage resistance, recharge. It's just a sexy set. I love Oblitz. And Ragnarok's for the targeted AoE. There's your another knockdown proc. You use the same sets over and over. There's no point in using different sets for every build when you can cookie cutter it and all your tunes are good. You just tweak them accordingly. I build regular. I don't GM tunes, and I build regular. Just like you would build, I build. I've helped some guys with some builds, and they can go out and do a 4x8 duo ITF. So that's a regular slotted, regularly built tune. There's no GM power, no specialness to it. It's pretty much psionic melee energy aura. Don't overthink it. Use the math. Your goal is 100%. It doesn't matter how you get there. Well, you got 75% defense and 25% damage resistance, or the reverse. It does not matter. Anything over cap doesn't hurt a bit because you can pick up the additional stats. If you're low in recharge, throw a purple set in something. Boom, 10% recharge. You low in accuracy, throw a purple set.
If I wanted certain purple sets or things like that, I mean, it gives you a random, here you go ahead and get started. But people can still spend time gathering.
Correct. Yeah, it does not give you the premier sets, the higher tier sets. It gives you base sets. Now, it will give you like the universal damage. It'll give you your AT sets, the lower end ones, which we provide you with the purple sets, the purple AT sets when you make your character anyway, before we even auto set you. It'll set you up with all your, it'll put the efficacy adapters or the other one in your endurance modification powers. It'll auto do that, but what's great about it is it's nice, especially for somebody that's brand new to the game, that's never played the game. They get level 50, or level 1, level 10, whatever level they want. And we just throw sets on them, and they can go around and play. Your accolades and your incarnates will balance out what you're lacking, but balance is an illusion.
Agreed. I think a lot of people will put too much thought into, what's the very best power set that I could do here, when really you should just have fun with it and play whatever fits your theme. Like, I like to see Banshee players on this server because I like to see the music notes and the sound effects that it had with it. It was really cool to hear and see. Even if I don't have time yet to roll that myself, I don't know, it's just cool to see.
Well, Banshee falls under, you're going to have, you could do an auto set on a Banshee and do well. A Banshee's an easy one, but you got to build. You got to put. You know what? And builds do change by the player because you got to build power choices, not necessarily builds. Builds are basically cookie cutter, but power choices are by the player's play style. I know people that cannot control super speed, so they don't get super speed. They hate super speed because they keep running into everything. And I know people that can't stand fly because I can't control fly. I suck at flying, but I can super speed and super jump everywhere.
Man, I love super speed plus stealth. It's so fucking amazing.
Yeah, I just ran around just practicing landing on shit with my super speed. I could pretty much land wherever I want. Of course, when I played live on Champion on Mad Cow, I just sat on top of Porter Corp right here on the sign, the big spinny sign. And my minions would be right below me spamming eat more chicken, stuff like that. It was insane because I had Mad Cow's minions as the SG. It was just a bunch of friends. Everybody had their own SG, but we all would get together and with the Mad Cow minions when I was out farming. Because I never kicked anybody or charged anybody to go in my mission. And I always filled the group up, get as many people as I can. Plus, it helped out the players.
Back when people would stand out in Peregrine Island and ask for runs.
Yep. Oh, as soon as I logged in, my tells would just be insane. And then the first 8 people or 7 people that sent me a tell, that's who I invited. And then When they got 50, then left, somebody else would jump in. I didn't give a shit.
It was like
But I used to get
2 million or 4 million a run. They would let you in for free because you could sidekick somebody. I think it was level 46, right?
right. It was a 42, and you were a middle, 8 levels
Oh
below.
yeah.
Yeah. How do you think I made my billions on COH? Because I didn't mind being a middle, and I didn't mind being a door sitter too. Where everybody always had 2 accounts, even when we paid for them. I would log one tune in, keep it in the group outside the mission there, and just collect my money at the end of the runs. And then one guy stiffed me once, and I demanded my money up front after that. That's how I made billions. I had ridiculous amounts of money. Me and Payne would we would literally crash the market because they would throw all these purple sets and not PvP sets on there for such mad amounts of money, and we knew where they farmed, so we farmed the same spots, and we would just spam the market with a third of what they were charging and just piss them the hell off. That's what they get for being greedy. It's a game. You're supposed to be cooperative. You're supposed to take care of each other. Yeah, you're going to have AE babies and new players, but that's the part of the game. If you don't want them to be an AE baby, teach them how to play their tune. Don't be an asshat and just bitch about it. Just teach them, help them. Some people are not teachable, rainbow drops, but most people are. I mean, you don't even need the AE on this with the GMs that we have, but there's still a lot of people that use the AE, even solo at level 1, because they just enjoy the killing. Or I'll ask if they want cake and icing, and they'll say no. Then I'll run over to the AH until Per broke it and buy level 50 tokens, and then come back and beg for icing. Yes, I threw her under the bus. She broke the level 50 tokens. She's the worst GM ever.
So you can buy a level 50 at the auction house?
Well, right at the moment, for one of the patches or something bugged them again. So for right now, you can't. But we can give people level 50 tokens. But I don't really see a point. The whole thing is when we were We Have Cake server, it got ridiculous. I would get a flood of 30 new players at the same time, right? And my ninja bastard fucking regulars, they would make level 1s knowing that I wasn't going to see what their account was or anything like that. And they would make their level 1s, and I ended up level 50 and a crap ton of veteran players, per se. So doubled my workload because they're little ninja twisters. They'd sneak in there with their level 1s and get them to level 50. But we can't win. I don't care. It is what it is. We're just going to start doing whatever the hell we want. We're going to stop trying to do what other people want us to do for what they feel is success. Well, there's too many level 50s. There's nobody playing content. Bull crap, man. You saw it tonight. How many? What was it, at least 2 to 3 people that turned down the cake and icing? They said no, thank you, and went about their way to run around Atlas Park like rabbits. Nobody's twisting your arm. I got one for you, Jimmy. There's a GM in this voice channel right now that doesn't even level 50 his own tunes. He grinds his own tunes, and he has the power to make himself anything he wants. And he's a GM.
That's dedication.
He's been that way since he started on the server. We're up to about ready to hit. Let me see. 3,400 accounts, and his auth ID is 52. So that shows you how long APOC's been here. Within the first 100 people to ever be here. Yeah, we only put those level 50 tokens on the market in case there wasn't a GM on and somebody wanted to be at level 50.
Oh, that makes sense. But there's usually one on.
And assistant GMs, they don't have any responsibility as far as having to be logged in, so they just play whenever they want, just like a regular player. But when they're on, they're expected to be helpful. That's all. But they can level people to 50 and give them enhancements as well. So now the homecoming GMs that have come over and made accounts and played here, they were all real nice people. I liked all of them. Matter of fact, all the devs from the multiple servers that have accounts over here, Cypher and all them, they've always been real nice when they were over here. And the Rebirth admins and GMs, they'll chit chat sometimes and sometimes log in and play as well.
I'm just digging this Ghost Widow on our team who's flying around throwing out the soul powers. It looks really cool.
Ghostwood is my favorite signature at the moment because she can permanently lock down whatever you're fighting.
So you made fun of me for getting invisibility, but I'm totally using it right now as I fly around in first-person mode. And collect more footage.
Like I told you, if you don't have a damage or a taunt toggle on, super speed turned on with the stealth proc will do the same thing. You can still fly around.
Yeah. Let's see.
Same exact thing, and you don't waste the power.
Let's see. Nope, they see me. They're attacking me.
Proficiency.
Just the proc alone, they'll still see you.
No, they will
They
not.
just did. I'm dead.
Unless you have a taunt toggle on.
I didn't. Oh, maybe I didn't click it off because now it's recharging. I thought I clicked it off. Let me try again.
Mm-hmm. I use the stealth proc on all my tunes, and all my tunes have super speed, and that's the only stealth that I get. Now, the cool thing about the stealth pool is, like, if you're playing a stalker or something like that, you can stack your stealth up and make yourself less transparent, or play a nightshade and you're translucent, so, or completely invisible. And I'm pretty sure there's at least 2 sets of mobs that'll see through even invisibility.
I had super speed on, no toggles, and the carnies just killed me.
You had do you have the stealth proc in super speed?
Yeah. You know, maybe it's because someone in my team hit them, and I was standing next to them, and then maybe they saw me through team aggro or something.
No, that's what I'm saying. Unless you damage them or taunt them or something like that, which toggle did you turn on?
I just rezzed, so I didn't have any toggles on. Just super speed. I'll do it again. Super speed.
Okay. Super speed kicked on with the stealth proc, and they saw you.
Celerity, stealth, and super speed. And I stood in the middle.
Yeah, they shouldn't see you. They never see me. I go stand beside mobs all day long. How do you think I spawned the mobs down in the field without them seeing me?
I did, yeah.
I don't have stealth or invisibility. I stand right in the middle of them. I can do it right now and show you.
Nah, I'll have to try it again, but I'm gonna call it a day. We're about to finish this mission.
But it's nice to have people on all the time now. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, we had a good team going. Most of the day I've been running with different people. There's always been people around.
We had, like, let's see, when we were just still Cake, somebody came over one day and said that we were a ghost town. Now, this is a while back. This is before we did anything on Evolution. We have Cake. Because there was nobody in Atlas Park. They came in and saw Atlas Park was empty. We had 47 people on, but nobody was in Atlas Park. Because everybody was built out enjoying the game. They weren't here grinding or begging. That's why our Atlas Park was empty. That's the difference. We don't have to hang out. You can't judge by how many people are standing in Atlas Park doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, everybody knows it just depends how many people you have standing around AE that really matters.
Yeah, or around Miss Liberty, or around Arbiter, whatever the hell his name is over on the red side, Hal or whatever. Yeah, if there's not 10 or 15 or 30 people standing in front of there, then you don't have a populated server. God forbid that all your players are already built level 50 and out enjoying content, so they don't need to be at Miss Liberty Beck for anything because everything is available to them. I've never understood that. Even when, and I'm not. This is not a crack at any server ever anywhere. I promise you. This was it's the same way when it was live.
Now I remember when AE came out and it I don't know. I never liked AE for what it did to the game. I mean, farming was enough of the thing, but you had to work to farm. In PI, it took a lot of stuff to get to that point, and then AE opened up, and anybody could do it. I could do it. I was a kid.
Well, you got AE was a great idea. It just got abused by the players. It was so you could create your own content, your own story arc. Okay, you can actually go into the AE, and if people complain about content, right? They're always complaining about new content. You can go into the AE. That's what it's for. It's limited content. You can make story arcs that other people can enjoy. But people used it, that's just like human nature, We abuse everything. We use all our resources up and everything like that. We just abuse everything. It's human nature. But the AE is a beautiful thing. If you've got somebody that's got a creative mind, and I've been through some of these story arcs, and they didn't produce a great amount of XP, but they were actual story arcs, actual game content. Quit complaining about content and learn how to work the AE, and you can make your own dream missions. You can make your own story, who you got to rescue, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So the AE has its uses. It's just people choose the darker side of their angels all the time. They never pull out their better angels. That's the sad thing.